Hello and welcome back to the Mind and Money podcast. I'm Sherry, a financial coach.
And I'm Val, a financial planner. And we are talking about the ebbs and flows of productivity, consistency as ADHD entrepreneurs. Also, I feel like females and the cycle and the moon for sure. If it affects the tides, it's affecting us. That's all I'm saying. So this was on my mind on my drive here to see Sherry, because there's days where I'm like on fire. Things are great. I get so much done. And then the following week, that same day, same list of things to do. And I am like a sloth is what it feels like. And I wanted to talk about today, like tips and tricks, awareness that we use around that, and also how we talk to ourselves when we're having the really good days and having the other days. They're not bad days either. Like I don't want to label them, this is good and this is bad. It's just the ebbs and the flows of our energy, of our focus. Now with the ADHD piece, I've found that with medication, it does help create consistency, but we're still cycling human beings, and we're not always going to be in, like, if you think of seasons and you think of a like a tomato plant, there's the seed, there's the growth, there's the growing of the fruit or vegetable, whatever it is. And then there's the harvest. We are not always in harvest where there's plentiful energy and we've got so much to give and we're always like on the ball. That's not the reality. Life circumstances change that. The moon. So tell me about this for you. We could do a separate conversation around like pre and post medication, but how does this show up for you in your business?
It's like those days when I have days where I'm like, I am on fire. I knocked everything off of my to-do list today and half the things for tomorrow or half the things for this week. And generally that low productivity day happens the very next day.
Yeah.
And when I started to see this pattern, I started to then be kinder to myself that next day and think about, okay, what are my must do's tomorrow? And sometimes I feel like I need more downtime today. So taking time to start later if I can and work a shorter day, or giving yourself that flexibility, because like, we tend to be assholes to ourselves. And when we have those days when we're knocking all the things off and we're feeling like we're locked in,
we're like best friends. We're like, get it. You're amazing.
Well, it's like, that's the new expectation for us all the time. It's like, oh, had a really great day today. I'm raising the bar. And now this is what I expect of myself all the time. Never let's take a minute to celebrate the day today and reflect on being positive, and maybe too looking into what were the things that contributed to this. We're just like, nope, new bar. If I expect 100% now, this is my new 100%.
The awareness around it, the awareness around that you have cycles of like days like that, ups and downs or ebbs and flows. But I'll say in those moments, recognizing it and being kinder to yourself. Previously, though, there was times where I'd be like, you suck. Why can't I do this? I would be beating myself down because I wasn't meeting that new expectation that I set when I had a really, really super duper day.
Yeah. And again, not celebrating is something that I am so guilty of, whether that's really anything in my business or in my life in general. Just something good happens and we don't pause and we're just like, okay, on to the next.
Yes.
What's that next goal? Or we also we'll take that, we're where we wanted to be. No, wait, now we move the target.
Yeah.
And we just keep moving it, kind of like you're walking down the sidewalk and there's a rock and you just keep kicking it further and further away every time you get to it. And it's just like, why do we do that to ourselves?
Right. Instead of taking that reflection, be like, look how far I've come, or, oh my gosh, look what I got done today. And then going, it's okay not to expect that tomorrow or next week. So when we have those really great days, or even knowing more about our patterns, which sometimes is just observing, like mine is typically very much so tied to my cycle. There's high weeks, and then there's like where I just want to be a caterpillar in a cocoon. And I don't want to come out as a butterfly, but I do, because it always cycles back around. But when sometimes in those lows, you're like, how am I even doing this? And as entrepreneurs with flexible schedules, that looks different too. Like at the bank, if you needed a day, I could call in, or you would just show up and trudge through.
And then beat yourself up and feel guilty if you called in, even if you called in when you were genuinely sick.
Yes. So tips and tricks and or strategies that we use. I know for myself, I try to watch those weeks where my energy is lower and I won't schedule as many client meetings, or I'll take full days of just like This is admin work because I know I'm not in my bubbliest self where I want to be. Having a maximum of clients per day, that's a need.
Yes.
That's a need.
My scheduler, bless her heart, she helps me with that. It's like maximum number of client facing hours per day and also maximum number of new clients. It only allows me to do per week, so I have to do a little management there because my max currently is 2 new clients per month, but that allows me to have some boundaries around that, and then I have to do a little bit of manual intervention. I think I don't pay super close attention to how I'm feeling in connection with my cycle, but I've been on some hormone replacement therapy, being in those years as a someone with a cycle and getting to that point where our hormones are just like, meh, we're going to do what we're going to do and good luck to you. I think I feel that less. Also, I have been giving myself more grace and paying attention to it to be like, if I have no burning things that have time sensitivity to them that must be done today, what are the things that I want to do? And sometimes it's like, what are the things that are just going to give me quick wins?
Yes.
And I'm going to go down a little hyper focus hole right now and share what I've been doing as of late. And that's the last 3 to 4 weeks and I think we've talked about this before. I have like conflicting things associated to AI because I'm aware of the impact on the environment, but I'm also aware of how helpful a tool it is to help me function, especially as an entrepreneur, and just being able to help use it as a system to help me do the thing. So I've been using it to help me track my time because one of the things that I like to beat myself up about was, oh my God, I'm not working enough.
Oh, okay.
Quote unquote enough being like, who says you have to work a set number of hours?
Historically, you had a check that literally told you, or pay stub that told you how many hours you worked. Okay.
So tracking how many hours I'm working and tracking where those tasks are. Are they marketing? Are they client facing hours? Is it client work? Is it like other things in my business? But the last week, bless her heart, I found, have you ever used Notion?
I heard of it.
Here's how the conversation went with AI. Dear AI, and I use Claude, which recently told the Department of War to go pound salt, which then reinforced my decision to use said AI tool. And I'm not feeding it like, here's my credit card statement and tell me all the things. If you do that, just remove all of the
be smart with what you're
sensitive
sharing
information off of it. But the conversation went because I'm in the marketing period of launching my new group coaching program. And there's all the things that I could, should, and need to do. And I was feeling very overwhelmed. I went down a hyper focus rabbit hole to get the back end systems set up because sales tax, being a Canadian business, are a nightmare. And that took a lot of time. And then very quickly, the next day, I was just like, I'm done. I'm done. And my brain went, switch into marketing mode now. You've got to double down. And so I had a little chat with Claude and just be like, I'm feeling overwhelmed. Here's all of the things that I need to do.
Yep.
Is there a tool that can help me, or is there something you can help me with to do this? And it suggested a couple tools. And the next question was, how can you help me build these separate tools? And the answer was, oh, hey, I can basically build anything you want me to in a tool called Notion.
Okay.
And oh my God, enter the rabbit hole over the weekend of I now have a to-do list that I can check off when I get the things done. It can track if something's like in progress, when something is due, the level of urgency to the task, if it's time sensitive, high, medium, low.
Yep.
I can sort it so that it's just looking for things that are due today. And I can ask Claude, what's on my agenda today? Although be very cautious if you do this, that it's going to, I think you need a paid account to do this.
Like to calendar sync.
Yeah, to sync with the tool. So it's not a calendar.
Okay.
It's more of like a project management tool where I can say, here's all the things I want to do. And that can then connect to my to-do list. And it's very lovely. It has lots of other things you can add to it too, like pre-made habit trackers and financial tools. And I've got other things I want to do with it, but not yet. But if you're using it to like talk to Notion and build Notion like project and boards and things for you, it is going to be on the higher end of your usage for your AI tool. So just be aware of that. So that's kind of why I did it on the weekend more when I'm not using it for other things. But it helped me do all the things. And I just, hey, I want to do this. Is there any way that we can accomplish that in Notion? And
Mhm.
it gives a list of suggestions and suggests different ways to do it. I really love too that it feels like it knows me, but not in a creepy way.
Yeah.
And it'll say, here's 3 options, but I recommend option 2 because.
So how have you found it when there's like the flow days and then the ebb days? Have you said, I have high energy right now. What should I be doing?
Yes, I have used it for that. It's like dominantly more on the other days. And it's like, I'm
Yeah,
just
for
feeling low
sure.
energy. Like, what are the
Quick wins?
yeah, what is something I can get? And that's another column that it has on my to do list, like approximate time that it's going to take because it's feeding into that conversation I have for my daily time tracker. I have it putting how many days, how many hours did I work total, breaking down what days of the week I worked, how many hours.
Were
so
you
I can look for patterns.
surprised so far with your tracking by how much you work?
It's kind of, it's bang on with the goal that I have for myself, but there were some days. So it's not like the week necessarily wasn't surprising me, but the pattern around there's some days when I work a longer chunk when I'm like, oh, I worked 10 and a half hours today. That's surprising to me versus weekly total. I'm far down this rabbit hole and I love it because I can say, give me a few like quick wins for today, or I'm feeling low energy. What are my must do's today? And again, this is higher usage, but it can go into Notion and look at today and look at the ones that are urgent or time sensitive.
Yeah.
And spit out exactly what my low are tasks that I need to get done.
I think that's a great idea to utilize that as a tool. Like I've been kind of using a list and then highlighting the ones that I'm like, hey, small thing, easy win, get this done, set a timer, get it done in this time. Or even if it's like something that's not work related, I'll set a timer and be like, hey, do a 10-minute tidy. So it just gets you A, up and moving, B, you're making progress. So even in those low energy days, like take care of yourself. I kind of want to say like, don't take your foot off the gas. Don't be afraid to coast though. Sometimes those small wins are what we need to just kind of like put back in our tank to reassure ourselves. Cause that feeling can creep in of like, I'm not working. I can't be doing this. I shouldn't be doing this.
The resting without actually resting because you're not quote unquote like actively working towards your goals, but then you're not actually resting because your brain is like, should be working. You're a lazy ass because you're not working. Who the fuck do you think you are? You're going to go broke. Like, yeah, our minds are just so wild, and finding the tools can be really helpful. And one of the things that it's really helping me with too is that awareness of time, because there would be some times when I would get up at like, 7:30, 8 o'clock, and then it'd be like 9:30. And okay, so I got up, I brushed my teeth, did my meditating, and how is it 9:30? Where did that hour and a half or 2 hours go? And now I'm seeing it more clearly where it's going. So and also I had a chat with Val about this before. My phone is not currently doing the thing that I wanted to do. It's not allowing me to scan NFC tags. But once I figured out how to get it, or maybe buy a new phone, because it has been a while, and that is a significant function that I do want my phone to have. I look forward to sharing an episode where I share all the things I do with that. And if you have any tips for that, please connect with us on social media and share, because using it to block apps and using it to prompt me for things, and you can set shortcuts up and like automations in the shortcuts app on an iPhone without having the NFC tags, but they have to be connected to another thing.
And if you're listening to this and you're like, oh my gosh, Sherry is the queen of rabbit holes, I wait to see what she does. And then I might implement it if it seems like something that would help me. One thing that even is just like that she's done, I've done it, put your phone in sepia mode, black and white, whatever you want to call it. Just start with little things like that and work your way up to the NFC,
yeah. I have no idea what it stands for. Having your phone in black and white and not having the colors. And also, fun fact, you could set that up as a shortcut, as an automation. So like every time my phone goes into downtime mode, which you can set up through your settings, make my phone do this.
Or small things such as if you find that your phone is a big place of distraction and or anxiety, like if it triggers things that you don't want to feel, then have certain times when you're not on it. Don't charge it in your room. potentially. Don't go on it in the first hour that you're up. Like, I know those are just like health things that we're supposed to do.
And not using it, like, so I've also gone down the rabbit hole of trying to improve my HRV, which heart rate variability. Yeah, I know that one because it's been low. And I do understand that sometimes folks with ADHD, it is on the lower end. But one of the big things is that screen time before bed. And in the program that I paid, I think $20 for, which is the worst setup possible because there's no app, there's no emails.
You've sold me not to do it.
Oh, just wait, it gets better. I have to, and I could add a reminder to do this, and I should. You have to go to a website and log in and do your task of the day. But also, here's the worst fucking thing. I went to it, I did the first couple days. I'm like, I don't need to continue this after the 30 days I've paid for. The only way you could cancel it was to email customer service. And at least it was an email. It wasn't a phone call.
That's true.
And the benefit was it was only one email. I said, I want to cancel. Like, how can I do that? And if I can't do that myself, can you do that for me? And they didn't push back with the back and forth. Me be like, no, cancel. Nope, cancel.
Yeah.
They just
Are you sure you don't just want to pause for 3 months?
They said, we're sorry to see you go. Your subscription has been canceled. But yeah, one of the big things is, and again, I've done no independent research of my own on this, but they said 2 minutes on your phone in bed can delay your production of melatonin by 90 minutes.
That's so good to know. Similar, same. 1 slice of cheese for a dog is equivalent to 2 hamburgers.
And the dog would probably just rather have 2 hamburgers.
Right? So we need to, that's insane.
Wait, why? Like the fat?
I took a picture of the poster at the vet. It let me know that maybe I need to give my dogs less cheese.
Oh, that's too bad. I wonder, do dogs like cheese as much as we do?
Look at this. Oh no, wait. That's for cats. All right. Well, still. So
interesting.
Yeah. So
pet treats in human terms.
2 burgers. Can of tuna, 3.5 burgers. Insane.
That's wild. So now you have to now you have to go down that rabbit hole of like, what is a slice of cheese for a dog in hamburgers? Random.
I have to start giving them grocery brand dog treats.
And here's how ADHD brains can get distracted.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh, connection. So back to 2 minutes totally screws you for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
So
that seems wild that it's allegedly that impactful. And some of the things too, I think if I was trying to do a lot of these things in my previous life, I would not have been able to do them because my work schedule was so erratic. But they're like, get sunshine early in the morning. And when the sun goes down, try and be on your devices less and have them in like night shift mode so that they're not full on bright.
Or like setting an alarm where you don't have screens. So just like you have an alarm to wake up. If at 9 o'clock your phone rings and it's like, oh yeah, I'm off screens now. I grab a book. I grab my ebook.
You don't need to have, you can just set that all up in your phone.
Yeah.
Your phone can do so much to help you with all the other things you want to do.
It can also do so much to rule you.
Wait, and I think I haven't been down this intentionality of tracking my screen time recently, but I should probably get back to that because I feel like it has improved and reduced. But
all I know is that like, I'm going to figure out a way. Do you want to be buried or do you want to be like turned into a tree? What do you want? Or cremated? Okay. So I'm going to make sure that somehow there's a way like on that tree once it grows that there's like some sort of screen and then people can go and look at your spreadsheets and be like, man, what a life well lived. Look at this. Look at this screen time. Look at the sleep quality. Look at the HRV.
And like the reality is that like my husband and I are empty nesters. I have an unhinged amount of time to take care of myself.
But also, what a great thing to be obsessed with.
Yeah.
Right? Because let's say that, well, I mean, we could go on to that forever, but we can fill our time with a lot of things. We can have a lot of interests, not all of them being good for us.
Yeah.
You could be, addicted to researching a lot weirder stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So you keep doing this. We'll keep reaping the benefits.
I'll keep updating everyone. Yeah, if you've got a cool like shortcut for an NFC tag or any other automation,
that's how okay, there will just be a little NFC tag or whatever it is at that point, and that's how we'll be able to see Sherry's dash. You'll be the tree. Someone will go up and then they'll just be like, "Oh my gosh."
Cuz what I want to do, and I don't know if this is possible.
It will be.
is I want to have an NFC tag strategically placed throughout my home so that I don't have to go in to AI and say, like, I woke up at this time. I started meditating at this time. I just want to like app something. I don't know if that's possible.
It'll be.
That's what I want to do.
And someone's going to figure it out.
So I don't want to have to go in and like open the AI app and like type it out. And yeah, all the things. Just circling back.
Ebbs and flows. When it comes to ebbs and flows, be gentle with yourself. Start by just being aware.
But stop trying to hold everything in your brain.
Yes.
As an entrepreneur with ADHD, the awareness of fully trusting that I shouldn't trust myself to remember things has been key. So if you're trying to hold all of the things you want and need to do in your mind, you are going to take up so much space. And you're going to drop so many of those balls. Finding the ways that work for you.
Yep, to capture those things, huge.
And the challenge is like the cadence of things can be challenging, and the understanding the importance of things. And we get very bogged down in the urgent things, like I need to respond to an email. I need to go to this client meeting.
I do see like myself more so. Like this morning, there was an email that was really easy to respond to. And I was like, that didn't need to be responded to right now, but it was easy to do. So then you have those moments where you're like, do I really need to be doing this right now? No. Is it going to help me create more energy for the next task that I should be doing? Yes or no?
And one of the things that I like to do, because when I give an instant response to somebody, sometimes my brain goes to, that's the new expectation. This has not been ever said to me from a client. I believe that that's my new expectation, that I've now set it up that they can expect instant responses from me. And I also don't want to respond outside of business hours. So I will respond to get it off my plate, and I will delay send it if it's easy. Or if it's something more complicated, but I don't want it to take up my brain space until a specific time, I will then snooze it and have it come back up at that time. So I can still have the peace of it not being in my inbox kind of screaming at me.
Yeah.
But the forced reminder of, okay, now it's the next day and you open your email and it's there. So yeah, really finding tools that allow you to have the space and have that capacity so that yes, you're responding to emails, but you've also got time blocked out to work on the admin things you need to do, but also more importantly, the bigger projects and tasks that you want to do, because very often we get bogged down in the urgent and then we don't have time and space and capacity for, if I spend 4 hours on this, it will generate more business revenue. I feel like it will decrease my load. It will have so many benefits, but we have such a hard time carving out those 4 hours.
We need to do a working in the business versus on the business. And like we could do a whole thing on that.
Yeah. And if you are somebody in similar businesses, like, can you block out specific days of the week so that that's only this behind the scenes stuff? It's not client facing, because that's been a huge impact to me to know, A, not only can these days be more flexible because I don't have client facing hours, but B, it also allows me to create those chunks of time to work on the things, because when you're trying to piecemeal 4 hours into a half an hour here, an hour here, that 4 hour task is going to take 6 hours or more because the starting and
focus.
stopping.
Okay. We're going to come back to that one. So ebbs and flows. Be
Be kind to yourself. Don't be an asshole.
Yeah. Watch what you're saying.
Try not to raise the bar every time you have a day that you did more.
No, celebrate.
God and then like prepare to lower the bar the next day and give yourself an easier day so you're not coming in hot thinking you're going to get 12 things done again.
Thank you for listening.
We will see you next time on the Mind and Money Podcast.